Okay, so I'm back. So on January 31st, I had my first chemo. It didn't start off as well. Didn't really explain it in the video that we took when we were there because, there's so many people sitting around you, I just feel really awkward talking. But so we got there, the appointment was at 8:30. We got there at 8:15, I'd say. Waited, they called us right in at 8:30. We went back, they checked your weight, they checked my blood pressure, stuff like that, then kind of explained what was going to happen in the process. So after they did all that stuff, I think right when we were about to start actually doing the drips, so maybe I should rewind. The day before I had my egg retrieval, and my doctor from the fertility place was supposed to call me to let me know how many eggs survived the freezing process. So when I went, they were able to take out 9 eggs, and then they were going to tell me how many actually would make it to the freezing point. So I don't know, I was kind of expecting that call to be like something later in the afternoon, but we got there and the nurse was like, we can't start chemo because your fertility doctor wants to talk to you about, what happened the day before. And so I was like, oh, okay. Kind of hearing that, I was like, great, that doesn't sound good, because they were putting off to start the chemo. Sound like, great, that means what? They didn't get any eggs. So I was kind of freaking out because I was like, I don't know, like it was just such a long process with the fertility stuff that I didn't want to like get bad news and everything's going on. Just like, just give me some good news. But so that took forever because we had to wait for him to call, and like I guess him and my fertility doctor and my oncologist were talking about the procedure and what they were able to do. And so they were like, we have to wait for him to call you and talk to you to tell you what happened so that we can decide if we're gonna go on. And so that took forever to wait for him. I'd say he probably didn't call till like 9:15, 9:30. And so then when he called, he was like, they were only able to get 4 mature eggs to be frozen. And for him, he was kind of upset about that because since I am so young, he thought that I would definitely be able to get more than that, and that the fact that I only got 4 was disappointing. So he wanted me to go through a whole nother round of fertility treatment and doing the shots and stuff, I guess, so that maybe we could get more eggs. He told me that, it was better than getting 0, because I really thought they were going to say that none of them made it to the freezing process. And I wasn't expecting all 9 to make it, I was expecting at least half. So 4 I was like pretty happy about. Not happy, like I was upset and I did cry because I was like, I don't know, I feel like it was just such a long process, and they made it seem like I was going to get so many eggs that it was disappointing. But 4 is better than none, so God always has a plan, and if that was meant to be to only have 4, then it's only meant to be to have 4. So I was like, there's always other options if it does get to the point where I go and try to get pregnant and the 4 eggs don't work, and there's always adoption, there's surrogacy, like there's so many stuff. So I was like, I don't want to put off chemo any longer. It was nice because my mom, my fiance Mario, and his mom came with me for my first appointment, so it was good to have their support there because I was a little upset. But I guess like my oncologist and him had been talking about my options, and so after I told him that I wasn't going to do it and I wasn't going to do another round, I just wanted to start chemo, I guess my oncologist was going to come in and talk to me to just make sure. Well, I guess because I told him, but I had to tell her that I wanted us to continue to go on that day to do the chemo. So, of course, waiting for her was like another long process because I had to wait like an hour almost for her because she was meeting with a patient. And so, just sitting there, it's just like you're sitting in the chair and you're like, come on, let's go. Like, I want to get started. And so she came, and I don't know why it is, but I always get really emotional when I see her. Like, I start crying. I don't know, like, why. She's very nice, but I guess it's just, I don't know. I never know if she's going to say something and it's just going to be bad news or something. And so I told her I didn't want to go on, or that I didn't want to go on with the egg retrieval, but I wanted to continue. And she kind of told me that she thinks I made a good decision on doing that, which made me feel a little better about it, because she said I guess he was had other options he was thinking about me doing during chemo, like to start it and then stop it kind of, to then do more egg retrieval and then kind of start chemo again. And in my head, I don't know why he would think that would be a good idea, because that just doesn't sound right to me, because it's like you're already starting the chemo drugs, which essentially could kill all the eggs that I do have that they didn't take out. So I don't know why they would think that stopping it just to see if I have any would help. But she said she didn't agree with some of the options he gave and thought I did a good decision, and it made me feel like semi-better. So after that, she left, and we literally only talked for like 2 minutes. Like, I waited an hour for her to tell me that, okay, like, let's go on. But anyways, after she left, the nurse came back, and so there's 4 drugs. It's A, B, V, D. So the first 3, the nurse actually has to push the drug into the IV. And so, which I did not think you would do. I thought they all came in like little bags that like dripped and you just sat there. But the first 3, A, B, V, those 3 are pushed through a needle, and she has to like time it, so it's like 10 minutes for each one, and she kind of pushes and washes at the clock each time she pushes it through. She said she kind of likes that because it gives her a break, I guess, from having to walk around, because then she'd be like, oh, I can't, I'm stuck with this patient and I have to do it. So my nurse was like super nice, and she was really like talkative, so that kind of helped, because it kind of helped distract stuff. But yeah, it doesn't feel very long. When I was sitting there and she was doing those each for 10 minutes, it went by like super fast, and I don't know if it's because I was like really anxious to get started and wanted to do things, or she's just really good at distracting you. I don't know. The last one is an hour long, and that one they put in a bag and it drips. So overall, I feel like it wasn't bad, like sitting in the chair. Like, I feel like maybe because I had so many people with me in my first one to kind of talk to me and keep me entertained, it wasn't bad. But I feel like even if I did have to sit there by myself, not that I would, because my mom probably will come with me to every single one, and plus my mother-in-law wants to come, that I probably wouldn't ever be bored. But I feel like I could sit there and be by myself and I wouldn't really mind it. Like, overall, if we didn't have all that other nonsense before, I think we probably would have been done in like 2 hours. And the only reason I feel like it takes that is because before each drug they have to check. They give you a little band that you put on. It has your name and birthday on it, and they kind of scan it. So they scan your band, and then they scan the medication that you're supposed to get, and when they do that, it comes on the screen to say like, yeah, this is the drug that this person's supposed to get. And then they have to get a backup nurse to come over it and like come to me and be like, what's your name, your birthday, and your social, so that they can verify and make sure that they give you the right drugs, which I think is really good, because you don't want to give someone the wrong drugs. But yeah, so I feel like that takes time between each one, and then also they have to put saline in and like flush out the pore and make sure that blood draws back into it to make sure that it's working correctly. So they have to do that between each time they give you a new drug, and then at the end they give you like, they have to clean it out and do all that stuff again. I am also taking a Lupron shot. You take that once a month, and I'm doing that to give extra protection to my eggs and to see if I can protect the ones that they didn't take out, and see if that will help some. Plus I'm staying on my birth control. So that one is another butt shot. And it was actually really funny because the nurse was like telling us about it, and me and my mom were like freaking out because we thought we had to take the shot home and that my mom was gonna have to give it to me again. And the last time we had to do the trigger shot was in the butt, and we had to get my neighbors to do it. So we were like, oh man, like another butt shot. And the nurse was kind of like looking at us like, what? Like, is it okay that we do that? Like, are you like, and my mom were like, no, like we don't want to do it. Like, and then it turns out like, she's like, okay, are you ready? And we're like, oh, you're gonna give it to us. And she's like, yeah, like, why wouldn't I give it to you? And we were like freaking out. So it wasn't bad. But yeah, I'll get that shot once a month, and hopefully that will help protect the eggs that they weren't able to take out. After that was done, I went home. Well, I went to Chick-fil-A because I was like super hungry. But yeah, after that, I wasn't like tired. I mean, I was tired, but I wasn't like super tired. I would have to say yesterday and today, I have felt like very good. Yesterday I had like such a huge appetite. Like I wanted to eat everything I saw. Like I was like, I want to have pizza. I want to have chips. I want to like eat so much. And I haven't been tired. I mean, I took a mini nap yesterday, but it's just like crazy how you can go from one extreme to the other. And today I feel pretty good. I mean, I get a little tired and I feel like I lay around a lot, but you know, I need to probably move around some more. But yeah, I mean, today has been a good day so far. I don't feel nauseous. I don't have any side effects. Probably go eat some more. So I don't know if like there's like, I know people say there's certain days where you're like feel so good and you're like, I want to eat everything I can see, and then the days where you're like, oh, I can barely even handle eating anything. I know my nurse said between days 7 and 10 is when you start to feel very tired and fatigued, so I'm waiting to see if by the end of this week that's going to happen, or if I'm just going to continue to feel fine. But my next appointment is February 14th on Valentine's Day. So I have to go and get blood tests 2 days before so they can make sure that everything looks good and that I am able to go on that day. Hopefully that should be fine. I've been trying to eat very healthy, trying to eat a lot of snacks, drink a lot of water, a lot of electrolytes through Gatorade. It's pretty much everything that's happened so far. But I'll let you know how the second chemo goes, and hopefully it will go just as good, maybe even better than the first one. And yeah, that's pretty much it.